I'm good at rubber belly.
Nothing is real.
So I watched the 1968 animated movie Yellow Submarine by director George Dunning. Not a director I had heard of. Actually, this is his only feature-length movie, and it's likely to remain his only feature-length movie because he's super dead. And that's a real shame, too, because Yellow Submarine is an interesting movie. It's based on the Beatles, of course, and it stars Paul McCartney, John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. Actually, it's not really them. They're voiced by voice actors doing a hilarious impression of them, which I prefer in all honesty. I'm tired of seeing famous people pretend to be voice actors. You're not playing Donkey, you're playing Eddie Murphy. The acting is fine from everyone. It's like watching a really long episode of Animaniacs.
Be cool and smell a flower. Make love, not war and shower. Kiss the world and be groovy. Go ahead and make a cookie. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba, make a cookie. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba, make a cookie.
I wish more animated movies would have actual voice actors and not actors. You know, put Billy West in there, put Jim Cummings in there, put Tom Kenny in there. Actually, don't, because I'm sick of hearing him voice every cartoon character ever. So what's this movie about? What would an animated fantasy movie about the Beatles be about? In the magnificently musical world of Pepperland, its happy-go-lucky inhabitants are under siege by the blue meanies, who despise happiness and, more importantly, music. Oh my! And Lord Mayor of Pepperland recruits none other than the Beatles to save the day. And they ride off to Pepperland in, you guessed it, a Ford Pinto. I'm kidding. A yellow submarine. Not a green submarine, nor an aquamarine submarine, even though that's pretty fun to say. The Beatles go through a series of extra weird locations on their quest to save said day. Okay, it's simple, but it does the job. It's almost like a video game plot. The plot of every video game ever made is go here, go there, go there, go there. Now hit the boss until he explodes, and watch his castle or whatever explode while you watch from a cliffside. How did you get there? Why is the castle exploding? Why do things explode when you hit them? Why does everything have to explode? But I digress. See, the artwork here is amazing. Like, it's a real marvel. It's so trippy. Every frame looks like a psychedelic rock album cover from the 1960s, and it's great. It's wonderfully weird, and the colors, the backgrounds, the way things move, everything just has a bizarre look to it that very effectively captures 1960s psychedelic art. I'd say it's an artistic masterpiece, the greatest music video ever, perhaps. It's like Fantasia, but 2001 times trippier, if that's possible.
The very special magic and the electrifying power of one of the most spectacular entertainment events of all time.
So this is a musical where the Beatles do all the music, so you know it's gonna be great. We were in Beijing, and George turned to me, so that's the #1 soundtrack. He said you got a good soundtrack. I'm a Beatles fan, it's no secret, so I have zero complaints about the music. Even though Yellow Submarine itself is a pretty goofy song, I still love it. It's a good song. I wouldn't say the plot is amazing, but it's not really the story that matters here, but the adventure. They go on quite the trip, and perhaps more than one kind of trip. So yeah, the story doesn't matter, but I was fascinated by the journey this band goes on. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but they're really fun to listen to.
Gosh, look at all this dust.
Where does it come from?
I just love hearing them say things in their beatly British dialects. So many puns and double entendres, it's hard to keep up. The humor is sharp and goes a mile a minute. No, I really like this movie, and I'm glad I watched it. Movies like this and Pink Floyd's The Wall, or why we saw the rise of MTV. And oh dear, 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 they've lost their way. I haven't watched MTV since like 2006. Like, what are they even doing today? But yeah, I had a lot of fun watching Yellow Submarine though. And it's hard to believe that this movie was made for only £250,000. Roughly the same weight as the average American family. Meanwhile, The Room cost over $5 million to create. Like, what even? What did you do?
Oh, hi, Mark.
But that's neither here nor there, or over there, or
In the shed.
And so my final rating for Yellow Submarine is an 8. Greatness. Not quite pure excellence. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not in the same class as something like My Neighbor Totoro or the like. Zippity, but I want to know what you guys think. Feel free to leave me some comments below. Leave me all the comments down below. Anywho, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Stay squirrely.